There's been many throwbacks and many Easter eggs in Power Book 2 Ghost to the original Power series, and I've touched on many throughout my videos, and another theme or connection to the original Power series is between Shawn and Zeke, and in this video I'm going to explain what this is and how this could impact Zeke going forward. So welcome back to MovieBot. Let's talk about the Power and Power Book 2 connections between Shawn and Zeke. So I hope you're having a great week so far, and the other day I made this video and it was a video explaining the connections on how Power Book 2 Ghost is connecting the dots to the original Power series with Tariq's stealing theme, with Tariq having stolen a gun and Tommy's stash in the original Power series, and how this done a full circle and how Karma could possibly be catching up with him with his own stash and gun being stolen now in Power Book 2. So I wanted to continue with these connection videos, and this time I wanted to talk about Shawn and Zeke. But first, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button as well as dropping me a follow on Instagram at ig.moviebot. And I'm probably going to be uploading every other day now because I've pretty much gone through every single storyline in detail, unless you guys want me to go through anything else. But I'll probably be doing a Q&A thing on my Instagram and answering all your questions, or make a video answering all your questions. And when they start releasing the teasers for Book 2, we'll be back to normal, breaking down the episodes and analysing the storylines in more detail. But let's talk about these connections, because I actually touched on this in my video on Monday that I uploaded, which was the rewatch series that I'm doing for Power Season 1. I reviewed episodes 3 and 4. When I rewatched episode 3 again, we were introduced to Kanan for the first time, and Shawn went to go visit him in prison, and they were talking about him playing ball and how Shawn's ball career is over because of his injury to his knee, and it's just not going to cut it and it's over for him. So Shawn's dream and Kanan's dream of him playing ball and leaving the drug world behind him are soon dashed, and we've seen a similar theme play out with Zeke, who's the Tejada's way out of the game if he makes it playing ball. He's their golden child, and this is how this links from Power to Power Book 2, with Shawn and Zeke both playing ball. Power Book 2 Ghost have certainly connected many dots to the original Power series, and this seems to be another one of them. And Zeke, he really is the golden child for the Tejadas, and Monet is very overprotective of him, and this was evident from the very beginning of Power Book 2. She really doesn't want him anything to do with the drug game or the drug side of the business. When he was drinking at Monet's, she told him that he'd be spending the night at home and not going back to Stansfield because he'd been drinking. Monet, she has people playing their positions, and the position that she has Zeke playing is playing ball. Now this is his role in the Tejada family, which is to make it playing ball, and this is why I don't think he's going to make it. They've connected the dots to the original Power series and had a similar theme of a ball player on Power and now Power Book 2 Ghost, and I've said many times there's no happy endings on Power, and I personally don't believe Zeke will make it playing ball either, because that would be too easy for the Tejadas. And because Zeke is Monet's golden ticket out of the drug business, just like Truth was for Ghost, this is why I think the same will happen to him like it happened to Shawn in the original Power series, except we're going to see how he badly gets injured. In my opinion, I think Zeke will get injured so badly, and it'll be a serious injury that will stop him from playing ball. Of course, people have been saying without Zeke, Monet doesn't need Tariq anymore because he won't need to do his work for him then at Stansfield, but Monet does need Tariq regardless because she's cut off the GTG crew. She needs Tariq to make her money. So Tariq for the time being is safe, and she's accepted Tariq into the family now as well. But speaking of the GTG crew, let's talk about them, because I've spoken about them when I did my death predictions video, and I genuinely think they're coming back for blood, because there's no way you cut someone's supply off and them sitting back and taking it. Even if Kane did teach Lil Guap a lesson, he didn't beat him to death, but he's done some serious damage to him, and this is why I think they'll be back to cause a few issues for the Tejadas in the last half of the season. I really think the GTG crew will be back for revenge, that's for sure, and you know how much they love social media, and could Zeke get tangled up with the GTG crew if they do come and seek revenge? Now I'm thinking how this can happen. So how would Zeke and the GTG crew come face to face, and with Drew and his storyline with Ev? This is how I believe it could happen. We've seen how much the GTG crew love their social media and putting things on social media, and so far Drew and Ev's relationship is a secret, and they've been keeping it a secret from Zeke, and the way this can come out and the way Zeke can find out is if the GTG crew catch Drew and Ev and expose them on social media. If Zeke sees this, could this bring them together, and could they be the ones to beat Zeke so hard that they end his basketball career before it's even began? But one way or another, I definitely think the GTG crew are coming back for revenge, and when they do, I hope the Tejadas have Tariq help them, because I think they'll be surprised at how Tariq handles himself behind the trigger, and I actually want to see himself handle himself in a tough situation in a shootout. No doubt he's caught 2 bodies so far with Ray Ray and Ghost, but he wasn't exactly in a dangerous situation with those 2. I want to see him in a gunfire and see how he handles himself. So I really hope Tariq is called on if the GTG crew come back, because Just imagine Kane, Tariq and Brayden all working together, and that would be a team. But there is another way Zeke could get seriously injured, and it involves what went down in episode 5 of book 2 between him and Carrie. I don't think we've seen the last of Zeke and Carrie, especially considering she's a sex addict, and well, let's just wait till Jabari finds out because I'm sure he will. But just before I go into Zeke and Jabari in a bit more detail, let's read Zeke's character description because I think this is one character whose character description I've not read to you guys. But Zeke's character description reads, confident and charismatic, Zeke Cross spent his childhood preparing to be a franchise player in the NBA. Unfortunately, the drive that kept his mind on the court kept his focus away from the classroom, so he must rely on Tariq's tutoring to help him off academic probation at Stansfield. Sheltered from his aunt Monet's drug business, he has no idea that introducing Tariq to his family is crashing his personal and academic lives in a way that could put everything he's worked so hard for at risk. So the last part, introducing Tariq to his family, crashing his personal academic lives in a way that could put everything he's worked so hard for at risk. His ball playing days and his chances of making it to the NBA could be at risk. And let's link this back to Jabari and Carrie, because once Jabari finds out about their relationship, he's not going to be a happy bunny. And here's the thing, I don't think Zeke and Professor Milgram was a one-time thing. I think they'll continue to mess around, and there could be consequences on both sides if they continue. Zeke is playing a dangerous game because I've mentioned before, he's Monet's golden child, and his scouts are coming to watch him to play, and the last thing he needs is to get kicked out of Stansfield for messing around with a professor, or worse, be seriously injured, which I think is more likely. I think at some point Jabari could well end up hurting Zeke as well, because one thing's for sure, there's no happy endings in power, even though Zeke isn't in the drug game, because Monet keeps him away from that side of the world. But could Jabari instead of the GTG crew ruin his chances of making the NBA? And I touched on this in one of my previous videos. I think it could get even messier with the professor, and especially Carrie, because I think she could even get pregnant with Zeke's baby, but instead of telling Zeke, she'll tell Jabari that it's his, or she won't know whose baby it is at all. And I definitely see something like this playing out. I definitely think she will get pregnant. And it's just going to be interesting to see how Jabari reacts to this whole situation with Zeke and Carrie. And well, when Tariq finds out his work is stolen too, because he seems like a very jealous character, and I think he's got a side to him that we're yet to see, and I think it's a violent and aggressive side. But with all of that being said, let me know what you think about the connection between Shawn's original storyline in the original Power series and Zeke's storyline in Power Book 2, because I definitely think they could be doing another full circle, and they could be connecting the dots to the original Power series again. And I definitely don't think there'll be a happy ending for Zeke either. But let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think Jabari could hurt Zeke to the point he can't play ball anymore, or could it even be the GTG crew? Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, remember to smash the subscribe button, as well as dropping me a follow on Instagram at ig.moviebot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.